Our patient here today is for a breast augmentation and lift revision and a tummy tuck. So you've been to other places, and what have they told you for your tummy?
They wanted to do like a upper linear pull this in tummy tuck.
Okay. So what kind of incisions are we talking about?
Linear. So like a big long one from here to here.
From there to here, and then one down here. Just one.
Just linear. For that.
For this. And you get this. Okay, what do you think?
But then I worried about it looking cinched and bowy, like bumpy.
Yeah, there are a couple of problems with just cutting it this way. Number one, you get a horizontal correction only, okay? Number two, as you come to the ends, you have to chase this incision. Usually it's better to chase the dog ears on the side than on the middle of your abdomen. So to get all the skin out, you have to have longer incision that you plan to. So if you plan to cut this much, your incision is going to be this much. If you plan to cut this much out, your incision is going to get taller and taller. So there is a width to length ratio that you have to follow. And then what happens at this end, as you come here, then you're going to have another dog ear here. You also have an umbilical hernia, as you know, that needs to be fixed. So, do you want it?
No.
No. Okay. So the other way that we can do this, which is the way I would do it, I would never actually do this incision. I hate putting incisions in the middle of the patient's abdomen. I mean, you're creating a beautiful picture and then you put an X in the middle of it. It makes no sense, right?
Right.
So we want to give you a tummy tuck. We want to tighten your muscles. We want to correct your umbilical hernia. And we want to try to do this with incisions that look beautiful when you're naked. And if you have a nice Victoria's Secret underwear on, that in my favorite color, by the way, that it's well hidden. If you look at her abdomen, her navel is super high, right? The navel can be in a certain range and still look normal. Not all navels are here, which is at the upper edge of your iliac or your pubic bone. Typically, most navels are here, but there is a range. So they can be a little bit lower, they can be a little bit higher. And navels are just scar tissue attached to your abdominal muscles. That's it. They have zero function. But in her case, it's a little bit higher. And right now, there is fat behind it, you see? This is as a result of having beautiful angels in your life, okay? Well worth it. So she's got an umbilical hernia, and this needs to be fixed. She also doesn't have a lot of upper abdominal skin, but a good amount of lower abdominal skin laxity and stretch marks. Now, a traditional tummy tuck will cut the navel opening out completely and pull the upper abdominal skin to meet the lower abdominal incision. As you can appreciate, this is like 2/3 of her abdominal skin, and this is only about 1/3. And that's where it becomes challenging, not problematic. So the way I handle this is different than your most plastic surgeons. Most of my colleagues would like to put an incision here and bring it up all the way to the navel. So it's an inverted T incision up to the navel. I don't see any point in doing that because still you're putting an X in the middle of your picture. So the way I would do this is my low cut incision with which I can do a pubic lift. I will come up here, I would plan to cut about this much skin, okay? So from here, all the way. Let your tummy loose, you see? Okay? So I can probably cut skin from here to there, like half of her abdominal skin. And then continue elevating the skin, but cutting around the navel. So you preserve the navel, you hold it in place, then you go and fix the hernia underneath the navel by suturing it, and then you will then lift the abdominal skin all the way to the rib cage, tightening the muscles from here to here and then back on themselves the way I do it, which is a 2-layer tightening. And again here, the hernia has been fixed and we have an opening around the hernia on the skin, which will be sutured to itself. Now we have that. And then we cut skin from here to here, pulling this vertical closure all the way down to probably here. And then we'll close our abdominal incision down here. So at the end, instead of having an inverted T scar, she will have standard tummy tuck incision with a short scar here. And this scar represents the closure of the old navel opening on itself. This scar blends nicely with the stretch marks after a year or so, and you don't really see it. So
I'd much rather have that than this.
yeah, me too. I agree.
Yeah.
And then we can also have a beautiful abdomen. You see how contoured it is? It's not flat. We'll maintain all of those. We'll enhance it. We can create a high definition look for you. The hardest part of this surgery is going to be the hernia. Yeah. Okay?